This is my Hpi Wr8. I just put it back together because a couple weeks ago I smashed it into a curb and bent the chassis. So the body is taped on the inside just to help keep all the bits together, because you can see from hitting stuff in the front we're missing some pieces. It's not like you can buy these bodies or even any kind of parts at the hobby store. So I had to order a chassis from Amazon. So that's brand new. No scratches yet. My old one was all dinged and everything, and when I hit the curb it ended up tweaking it. So there's a little twist in it, which you could still run it. It's not a problem. But since I found one on Amazon, I figured I might as well. And I can keep that one as a spare. But I just put in a sidewinder 4, and I have the Castle Link. I did put a little bit of drag brake on it, but obviously it's too much. Even right there, I wasn't even hitting any of the brakes, basically. It just slowed down by itself. A little too aggressively for what I like. But and I have a Spectrum battery, EC5 I put on there. The on-off switch, and turn that off. I have a hot racing heat sink with a fan on it, and another little heat sink right here just to add extra cooling, because I mean I do really go full throttle on this thing all the time, which is nice and fun. This motor mount I had to take out of my second car. I have 2 of these, and because when I crashed it ended up, the force I guess from it flexing pushed both these bearings all the way out, and then everything was just out. It completely broke this piece as well. The motor was just sitting off to the side. Should have had a video of it, it would have been good, but I didn't at the time. So I just took this out of my spare car for now, which has all metal front, all metal rear arms and everything on it from the guy I bought it from. But the only thing is, he never Loctited any of the screws that go metal to metal, and most of it is metal to metal, so I have to take it all apart. So I figured this car was mostly together, even though I reassembled the whole thing onto a new chassis. But all this is very simple. You just pop all this on, pop all that on, and it's just the stuff in the middle. But and I got a new Savox servo on there as well. I can't really see it, it's getting dark out. But yeah, no, this thing works awesome. I do have ABC, same as my Sentin, for my DX5, so they all work on it, one remote, which is nice. Another nice thing about having the Spectrum stuff, all my cars go off of one remote, and I don't need to have like 20 remotes with me every time I bring cars out. But yeah, oh, I forgot, there's Proline shocks on front and rear, which are nice for the adjustability. I do have, I think, stiffer than normal springs, because I have these on the front of my Sentin. And I ordered a spare set of, you can buy the whole pack of different spring rates. So yeah, it's just nice to have the total adjustability, because in the front here there is a couple different settings here. You could go up, which will bring the front higher than the rear. It just doesn't look very right, so you have to kind of shave down a bit of the plastic that this shock will then touches it when suspension's all the way out, but when the vehicle's down on the ground there is a slight little gap there, but does not affect it or anything. So it is kind of nice having these plastic parts for when you do crash, because they flex. But that's why I haven't ran the metal car yet. But I keep breaking these upper arms every time I basically flip the car and roll it a whole bunch. It ends up just snapping. So that's the weak point of this car, and anytime I do find them I basically buy all the ones that they have. So I think I've broken about 14 now of these. I've broken a whole bunch. I have had this car since 2013, so that's why I figured it was time for a new chassis, new ESC. Also, when I crashed, the battery ended up smashing into my ESC, so it destroyed one of my batteries, destroyed an ESC, like the tabs to hold it down, my BLX 100, destroyed the motor mount, destroyed the bearings, basically everything inside, and the chassis got destroyed, but everything else survived. So, and I put all new bearings in the rear. I have a new bearing kit from Fast Eddie on the way. I'm gonna put in here. I do have a bearing kit from Fast Eddie in my Sentin because the version 2 came with just metal covered bearings, which ended up seizing up on me because they got wet, they seize. At least these give you a little bit more give when you do get wet with the rubber sealed covers. But yeah, that's my Hpi Wr8. Probably my favorite car I've ever had, even though it was my first car. But man, this thing is so much fun to just go out and rip. The only thing that sucks is when you break it, finding parts. So